Good morning, everyone. Dennis K here, Belize Islands Real Estate. Today is, let's see, it's Thursday, and just coming to you with a little update today as far as travel to Belize. If you've been following Belize for any length of time and you've been keeping up with the different pages and news coming out of Belize, then you may know, or you may not know this, but yesterday, the Belize Prime Minister, Dean Barrow, came out and said that there will be a delay in opening up the international airport. This is due to the little outbreaks of cases they've had in different parts of the country. And for those of you interested in Ambergris Caye, this does include Ambergris Caye. So we are very concerned with the recent outbreak there. And just as you know, this is an ongoing concern around the world. So it's out of our control. It's out of anyone's control, really. And that's what I've been telling people, just so you know, like if you're planning on coming down, if you were planning on coming down the end of August, September, October, you know, just keep in mind that your plans are subject to change within minutes. And I'm even telling people that are coming down the end of November, December, January, February. And the reality is, although I'm saying, you know, come down end of December, January, that's more based on hope than anything else. For example, that's our high season. That's when everybody likes to come down over the, you know, turn of the new year, and they have off for their vacation. So it's easier for people to come down during those weeks. So I'm telling people to come down in December, beginning of January. The reality is this COVID-19 thing doesn't care what month it is on the calendar, doesn't care what year it is, doesn't care when you take your vacations or not. And nothing's going to change unless something drastically changes. Right now, things are going from bad to worse in a lot of areas. So cases are up and this thing is spreading. So will you be able to come down in December or January? Right now, with a smile on my face, I'm saying, I hope so, right? But if I was a betting man and putting money on the line, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say you're probably not going to come down in December, January either. Now, why not? Well, don't get frustrated, but the reality is, do we think that they're going to find a solution to keep this COVID-19 thing from spreading by December or January? Enough so where it's not going to have a major impact on the beautiful people living and working in Belize, all right? Right now it's August, right? August 6th, I believe. I don't think in 6 months or 7 months we're going to have a solution to this problem and just be able to open the doors wide to Ambergris Caye and Belize and say, everybody come on down. Not only everybody come on down, right? But look at the way they were going to try to open up in August, right? August 15th. They were going to have what they call these corridors, these tourism corridors. So you land, and supposedly all the tourists were kept in a certain corridor, you know, certain flights, certain areas, only booked at certain resorts. But, you know, the bottom line is those resorts are all staffed with local Belizeans, right? So what does it make sense if you have these corridors and these Belizeans, you know, well, many of them are friends of mine, you know, friends of Steph and I. So they're cleaning your hotel rooms, they're serving you at the restaurants, they're taking you on tours. And if you bring it down to Belize, even though you're in a safety corridor, so to speak, what are the chances of that of the virus not getting into the country? It just doesn't make sense, right? From a numbers perspective, you can't put, you know, a couple people, 100 people on a plane and then send planes in every day or every other day and not expect it to have an impact on Belize. Now, I think the reason they're not telling you all of this, obviously, is because they don't want to ensue panic. You know, they still want to put some hope out there. Give you another example. I just saw in the news this morning that the cruise ships, and I don't know if it applies to all of them or just the ones based out of the U.S., the cruise ships are postponing any sailings till October 31st. All right, so what's going to change November 1st? Right? Unless a solution is found to this or some major breakthrough takes place, November 1st isn't going to be any safer than October 31st. But they can't come out and just say that, right? You can't come out and say, well, forget it for the next 2 years. You know, that would bankrupt the economy. It would send everything into a tailspin. I guess the reason I'm telling you all this is because if you were waiting to come down to Belize to make further plans, either to move there, to buy, to invest, to get going on your homes or your land, whatever it is, you're going to have to wait a while if your goal is to wait. Now, if you can see around waiting, and what I mean by that is if there is information that I could provide you that would enable you to make the steps right now, would you consider doing that? Maybe that's not right for everybody, but it is right for a lot of you. So for example, videos, pictures, virtual tours. Many of you have been buying property sight unseen, and we call it sight unseen because you may not have physically set foot on the property and seen it with your own two eyes. But it's not really sight unseen in the fact that you've seen enough pictures, Google Earth shots, satellite Earth, drone shots, videos taken by others. So you've seen exactly what you're buying. So when you get down to Belize and actually see it with your own eyes in person, it's not going to be a big shock like, whoa, didn't think it would look like this. You should know what it looks like because I've been giving you all that information. So for those of you who have taken advantage right now of these crazy times, congratulations. Now for those of you who haven't been able to yet because you thought, you know what, I'll be able to come down in September. I'll be able to come down in November, December, January, whatever the fact may be. See how I can help you. If you feel comfortable with this. Again, it's not for everybody, and I'd never force anybody or pressure anybody to do this. But the reason I bring this up right now is because, as was mentioned just a few days ago in one of my videos, inquiries on moving to Belize and property purchases are up 800%. Now, this is true maybe across the board with other real estate offices as well, but I can show you proof. I can show you the numbers on my YouTube views, on my website, on my incoming traffic, the amount of people that email me every day who want to set up Zoom calls with me. That is up 800% in the past 90 days. Why? Because people are looking to secure a change. They are looking for safety, security. Maybe they want to just live somewhere away from the negativity that they're experiencing now. Maybe they just want to move because they're already happy where they're at and they just want to be happier. They just want to go on to that next chapter in their life. So whatever the case might be, shoot me an email. If you want to jump on a Zoom call with me, hit me up on the link below, buy me a coffee. If you think that's a funny website, go ahead and comment on the link below. You see that right now, I think I have like 160 supporters. Now that might not sound a lot because well, first of all, I'm not an influencer. I'm not one of these guys that has, 1 million followers on Instagram and, hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers. I'm just a little guy who sells property in Belize. I buy a lot. I invest a lot of my own money there. I sell property. I help people live the dream. I help people to move. But for me, 160 supporters over the last, I think it's been 8 weeks, who have bought me coffee and scheduled these Zoom calls with me. That's just amazing to me. I just get a big kick out of that. And the other thing I get a big kick out of is not only are they jumping on Zoom calls with me, but you people are buying property and we're finding you deals and we're negotiating. And the last thing about that is when it comes to these negotiations that we're doing, guys, you guys have got me working, right? Because you have unique circumstances as a buyer. It could be a need for financing or finding just the right property for you. And then, of course, the sellers, they have their own wants and needs and desires. And some sellers right now, some sellers are hurt. They are absolutely looking for cash offers. They say, look, we've been hurt by COVID-19, local sellers and foreign owners, so people from the US and Canada. People have lost their jobs, lost their businesses, and they're coming to me and say, look, Dennis, I know my property is worth this. It's worth every penny of this, but I'll take less if I can find somebody to pay me cash in the next 30 days because I'm hurting. Others are not in that position. And so it's funny, others are actually increasing the listing price of their listings. So we've seen both of these. We've seen a bump. Why would people be increasing their listing price and their selling price? Well, because to be honest, there's just not that much inventory left in some areas. For example, if you were to tell me today, Dennis, I want beachfront property with road access in and around Secret Beach, I say, okay, you know what? I have 0 listings to show you, 0. And that's true of not only of me, but any other agent on the island. There are 0 listings at Secret Beach and going north, anything with road access, nothing is available. Now that wasn't true 60 days ago. 60 days ago, I think there were something like 6, maybe 6 or 7 available, and they all sold. Now we're seeing properties just across the split sell. So we put 4 properties under contract in the last 14 days. Right now, I believe there is one listing, two listings north of the cut. All right, and that's it. That's all that's available. So if you're one of those guys who are looking for a beachfront property in the west side and you want something around Secret Beach or north, you have two options right now. And if something were to come back on the market, if they're going to want a lot of money for it, because it's just a supply and demand. Same thing with those of you guys looking for off-beach properties, second, third, fourth row lots. You know, I've been posting some of these deals as they come up. Those two deals down south of San Pedro Town, about 4.5 miles south. Those deals sold literally, guys, within like 24 hours. And a lot of you have been emailing me, asking me about that area. And so right now, I got my feelers out, and I found a couple lots down there. Now, they're priced much higher. Why? Supply and demand. There's nothing left down there, okay? So these lots are going for, I think it's 60 or 63. I think it's 60,000 US per lot, right in the main road. Now, are they worth it? You know, the other one sold for 35. So you could say, Dennis, the other one sold for 35. Yep. And you know what? That was a fire sale because the people absolutely needed the money. They were hurt. The true value of those lots is probably somewhere between 65 and 75 per lot. And that's what I value them at. I mean, they're on the road. They have road access. They're third row lots. I mean, right now at Secret Beach, we're selling third row lots for 75,000, and those don't have access to power yet. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is I'm going to be posting some deals here probably the next 7 days. And some of them are cash deals. Some of them come with financing. Oh, one more thing before I log off on this. Some of you are looking in that $75,000 price range and you need financing. So you can put maybe $12,000 down. You need financing. I have, hopefully, what's going to be coming up here in the next 48 hours, I have two lots in a prime area, a second row and a third row lot that are going to be priced between that $70,000, $75,000 mark, where the seller, I'm trying to get them to move on this. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm trying to get them to accept this with terms. So 10, maybe $12,000 down payment, the balance, you know, over 5 or 10 years. So for all of you looking for financing and you want some prime off-beach lots, I'm talking sweet lots, send me an email. Send me an email before I even post these on the internet, right? Because once I post them on the internet, they're free game for everybody. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. All right, guys, just a little update today. I know I've been rambling a little bit, but I just wanted to tell you about the delay in the opening of the airport. Please show some consideration to Alberto and his team at Belize Key Investments. Their office now is shut down as of yesterday, so their entire team is working remotely. So for those of you asking me why is the response time sometimes a bit low. For example, you send in a wire transfer and it takes you 2 or 3 days to hear back. Well, their office is swamped and they're working from home. Those of you who are waiting on closing documents, for example, FedExing things back and forth, it's taking longer these days. So just kind of be considerate of Alberto and his team. I appreciate that. But that being said, if you have any and all concerns, certainly address it with us. Also, if you guys have been emailing builders such as Kevin, Armando, or Sal, also be a little bit patient with those guys because I have been just broadcasting their information out to all of my clients. And because most of my clients have bought vacant land and they're looking to build, those guys are just getting overwhelmed too. So again, just show consideration for them. And if all you're doing is fact finding and just getting information, just maybe tell them that up front, because these guys are busy, and the way they make a living, the way they feed their families is actually by doing the work, right? So for instance, or Sal or Armando, if they get 20 emails and from clients, and the clients aren't even near ready to build yet, they're just sort of getting information, that's a lot of time for these guys to spend just replying to inquiries. I have the luxury of responding because I have a certain percentage of my clients who will buy property from me. So I don't mind keeping up regular contact, sending out videos, email replies, and so forth. But these guys, they got to eat on the island. So if you're thinking about engaging them for any length of time, and so you want to get them on a Zoom call, or you want to have them be pretty much responsive, consider a win-win for the both of you. I don't know if it's, asking them how much they would charge, even if it's a nominal fee, like, hey, Ursel, I'm not ready to build yet, but what would you charge me to work with you for the next month on, kind of developing some house plans, or give me some rough estimates. And we're not talking a lot of money here, but take care of these guys. These guys are hurting, they need it, and take care of them. And when the time comes, they're going to take good care of you. They're going to remember that. That's about all I had to say today. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns. Oh, by the way, thanks, John, for the coffee today. We got a Zoom call later on today, I believe. So thanks a lot for the coffees, I should say. You really took care of Steph and I appreciate that. And if any of you others want to hit me up on a Zoom call, the link's below. Take care of us, buy us a couple coffees, and we appreciate that. We appreciate your support, and we'll get on a call with you and see how we can help you live the dream in Belize. All right, thanks a lot. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.